If there are two things NXT does that WWE has trouble doing, they are standing and delivering. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. Damn it, WWE! Just when I thought you had come to your senses about the celebrity wing, you toss in one at the 11th hour. You're gonna be to blame if this country is bowing down to President Shatner in 2028. Anyway, since NXT still can't leave the Capitol Wrestling Center, they decided to have a two-night affair just like WrestleMania. And I gotta say, for the biggest pay-per-view in NXT's history, they are doing their damnedest to outdo the grandest stage of them all. Pardon, all of the American NXT titles are on the line, and the United Kingdom Championship as well. Throw in a ladder match for the ugly purple belts, an eliminator match to decide the North American Challenger, a fight among cruiserweights, and the absolute end of the Undisputed Era. And I think Raw and SmackDown will have to work extra hard to catch up. Here are my predictions for NXT TAKEOVER Stand and Deliver! On Wednesday, on both USA and Peacock, we start with Kushida versus Pete Dunne. This seemed a touch on the rush side, didn't it? Kushida was aiming for the North American title and Dunne for the NXT title last I checked. And since they both lost their chances, they decided to fight each other? Weird. Killer match, but still weird. We all know what the Bruiserweight is capable of, and we know Kushida's allegiance has been spotty as of late, but this will be a brutal match that just might be the understated match of the night. But Dunne is far too brutal to be, well, done in by Kushida. In this case, brawn beats speed. Winner is Pete Dunne. Eliminator match to decide Johnny Gargano's opponent for the North American Championship. Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, and LA Knight. Okay, the first two we can throw out right away. They belong on 205 Live, even if Ruff won the title before. Forget LA Knight, too. Sure, he'll evade capture for a good while, but his luck will run out. Reed? Not that he doesn't deserve a shot, I just don't think that shot will be anytime soon. That leaves the lunatic Lumis and the $1 Million Redneck. You saw Lumis in that Battle Royal, right? He just stood there until only 4 people remained, as if no one even wanted to get near the man. And let's face it, Grimes has had his issues with Lumis before. I say let's give this mute Escanor replicant a chance at the title. Winner is Dexter Lumis. Pardon me, NXT United Kingdom title. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. Is Ciampa so desperate to be a Ciampa that he'll take on anyone? Is this dude willing to move to the UK just for the privilege of having a belt around his waist? I don't think so. And yes, Walter's record championship is inflated by the fact that NXT UK was shut down for many a month due to COVID, but hey, boxing champs usually don't fight for months at a time, especially at heavyweight, so really can't complain, can we? Look, Ciampa is finding it very hard to stay relevant in NXT these days, and neither Raw nor SmackDown want him right now, it seems. But giving him a shot at a title specifically named for the country it started in makes no sense whatsoever. This will be a good match, but the outcome is too obvious. Keep the UK title in the UK! Winner and still champion, Walter. Darn, sorry. Triple threat for the vacated NXT Tag Team Championships. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado de Fantasma. Shame about Danny Burch. He and Lorcan were good champions, even if the way they won it was controversial. I'm sure that this would be a fatal 4-way if not for the injury. In the end, it's the finalists of the Dusty Cup along with an also-ran team. Escobar's minions are not very good, all things considered. They're really the Bollywood boys to Escobar's Great Khali. By themselves, they don't look like contenders. Now, MSK has been tearing up NXT since they arrived. They are without a doubt the most charismatic tag team I've seen since, well, honestly, since the Rockers way back when. But the GYV are no slouches either. They escaped the UK with a single goal to become NXT champs. I suspect that the veterans will win the titles by pinning one of the Legado. MSK still has a little more polish to get to before they can be champs. NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai defends against Raquel Gonzalez. Okay, I've said this is it a number of times when it came to when Shirai was going to stop being the next Asuka and lose her title. And I know Gonzalez has been concentrating on tag teaming during the Women's Dusty Cup, only to lose the newly copied, minted NXT Women's Tag Championships in record time. But something tells me that this is it. Shirai, I'm sure, is being scouted heavily by Raw and SmackDown in the hopes of having another Oriental Super Lady on their main rosters. But for that to happen, they need to make her drop the title. While Gonzalez may not be the best option, she'll do as a placeholder for someone else to beat. Winner and new champion, Raquel Gonzalez. Night 2 on Thursday, only on Peacock. Start with the unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Damn it, Bobby Fish, what's taking you so long to return? I mean, O'Reilly has been doing alright as a soloist. He did manage to sneak into 2 NXT title matches against Balor, even putting Balor on the show for a little while the first time, but he's up against one bad mamma jamma in Adam Cole, baby. Sure, the reason he held the NXT title for so long was mostly because of the Undisputed Era, meaning that he's a fair bit weaker by himself. But in what is essentially a no-holds-barred match, and with O'Reilly still not medically cleared to compete, the only way Cole loses is if Bobby Fish returns. I don't see that happening, so winner is Adam Cole. NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I mean, they just made these titles and already they're bouncing them around like it was the 24/7 title. Not that Moon and Blackheart aren't a good team. It's just that they lucked into the titles by being the first women to issue a challenge mere minutes after the titles were created. But one thing about the Black Moon team is that their friendship does look solid. The Women of the Way? Well, Indy seems to have the hots for Dexter Lumis, and Candice doesn't really like that. If old Dex shows up, Indy's going to be so distracted that Candice won't stand a chance. I doubt that'll happen, but it's that little seed of doubt that grows into total mistrust, and that's something you can't have in tag teams. Winner and still champs, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Unified Cruiserweight Championship ladder match. Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin. I'm sure some of you have forgotten that Escobar was merely the interim holder of the ugly purple belt since Devlin was on lockdown in the UK. Well, Devlin's back to let everyone know that he doesn't cotton to false champs. Now, I thought this match would be okay at best. Then Shawn Michaels introduced the ladder match format, and the match jumped up to potentially awesome. After all, who knows better about awesomeness, how awesome a ladder match for 2 of the same title belts is more than HBK. Alright, Bar and Razor Ramon, I mean. It'll be a tussle for the ages and a strong contender for match of the night, but Devlin surprised the hell out of everyone to win the title and take it to England for a year, and Santos is really nothing without his beaten-up legato. Winner and undisputed Cruiserweight champ, Jordan Devlin. North American Championship, Johnny Gargano versus the winner of the Eliminator from Night 1. Gargano's been too busy complaining about not having the time to prepare for his opponent. That time could have been better used finding out about all 12 potential opponents before the Battle Royal, and then the 6 left in the Eliminator. Then, after the Eliminator, he can concentrate on the 1 left. That's over 2 weeks of prep down the tubes. And that's going to be Gargano's undoing. Now, I picked Loomis to win the Eliminator, but no matter who wins that, even if it's Knight or Grimes or even Reed, there will be a new North American champion. And Gargano's going to bitch to William Regal about it for a long time. Finally, NXT Championship. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Finally, the match we've all waited for. After Kross kicked Keith Lee to Raw, for better or worse, and had to abdicate due to injury 3 days later, Balor stepped up to carry on. And remember, Balor was the man who, when he won the Universal title, had to abdicate that 1 day later due to injury as well. For his efforts, Balor has been holding his own, but we know he's a great NXT champ. He was one before. Kross never got the chance to prove himself worth his salt. As soon as Kross came back, I was wondering what was taking him so long to get to challenging Balor to the title he never lost. And now it's here. And since Balor's given up the demon angle, he's just not as brutal as Kross can be. It's high time the prince bows to the king of Karrion. Time's up, Finn. Winner and new champion, Karrion Kross. Those are my picks. Next time, it's WrestleMania picks. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blog, who always tells it like it is. Stay safe, and I'll see you.